Do you know about the mysterious stories in the Bible? Miraculous wonders, powerful symbols, and mysterious events beyond imagination. These mysteries still lack definitive answers. From Moses parting the Red Sea to the legendary Holy Grail and the forgotten Garden of Eden. All these mysteries challenge not only faith, but also shake the foundations of modern scientific theories. Are you ready to explore? Here are 8 biblical mysteries that science has yet to solve. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to follow our in-depth explorations of the Bible and faith. Since the early days of humanity, when science had not yet emerged, mysterious natural phenomena like lightning and storms were explained as interventions by the gods. The belief that humans were created by God became a widespread concept, despite no one ever witnessing him. Modern science and technology have helped humans explain many phenomena that were once seen as supernatural. However, there are still things that cannot be explained, such as the mysterious stories in the Bible, a book with profound influence in Christianity. Even though scientists continue to search for evidence to prove or disprove what is in the Bible, the results they have gathered have not been fully convincing. Let us together explore the miraculous birth of Jesus Christ. According to the Gospels of Luke and Matthew, Jesus is believed to have been born in Bethlehem around the early Common Era. His father was a humble carpenter, while his mother, the Virgin Mary, is believed to have conceived Jesus through a dream of an angel, remaining pure. Although from a modern scientific viewpoint this may contradict nature, for Christian believers, it serves as evidence of divine power beyond human explanation. Not only the virgin birth miracle, but the exact time of Jesus' birth remains an unsolved mystery. Christmas on December 25th is not the true birth date, but it may have been chosen to align with the Roman Saturnalia festival, facilitating Christianity's integration into the culture of the time. In the Eastern Catholic tradition, Christmas is celebrated on January 7th, creating a noticeable difference in the way the holiday is observed between Eastern and Western Europe. As historian Andrew McGowan said, December 25th holds more cultural and theological value than historical, as it symbolizes light and resurrection during the cold winter days. The story of Jesus' birth is not only a religious milestone, but also reflects the intersection of faith, culture, and history, a timeless symbol that touches the hearts of billions across the world. 2. Did Jesus truly resurrect? Jesus' crucifixion on the cross was a divine sacrifice to atone for the sins of all humanity. The Bible states that after his suffering, Jesus' body was taken down by his disciples, wrapped in linen, anointed with holy oil, and buried in a new tomb provided by Joseph of Arimathea. 3 days later, Jesus' tomb was found empty. The disappearance of his body led to various theories, becoming one of Christianity's greatest mysteries. The Bible records that after the resurrection, Jesus appeared to his disciples and stayed with them for 40 days. During this time, he imparted precious teachings, strengthening the belief in eternal life. The resurrection is not just the victory of life over death, but also the foundation of Christian faith. As St. Paul wrote, "If Christ has not been raised, our faith is futile." From a scientific perspective, this event remains a topic of debate. Archaeologists have searched for evidence in Jerusalem believed to be the tomb of Jesus. Some notable discoveries, like the Shroud of Turin, thought to have wrapped his body, have yet to be conclusively verified. Archaeologist Shimon Gibson commented, "While there are many relics from the time of Jesus, identifying any tomb as his remains beyond the reach of science." In addition to biblical texts, non-biblical writings like the Talmud and works by Tacitus and Josephus provide indirect references to the existence of Jesus, but they do not offer clear answers regarding the resurrection. Some contemporary scholars question whether the resurrection tradition may have evolved into a symbol of hope and victory over death, rather than being a literal historical event. The resurrection carries multiple meanings. For Christians, it is the promise of salvation and eternal life. For skeptics, it is a lesson on the adaptability of faith when facing significant challenges. Today, historical science and religious faith continue to search for answers to this mystery. The resurrection of Jesus remains a question that challenges human intellect, continuing to spark creative debates about the intersection of religion and science. The Garden of Eden, as described in Genesis, is a wonderful garden with 4 rivers flowing through it, and the tree of life, where Adam and Eve lived in peace before committing the sin of eating the forbidden fruit. However, the issue of determining whether the Garden of Eden is a real place or just a symbol remains a contentious topic among scientists and religious scholars. One popular theory is that the Garden of Eden may have been located in the Middle East, where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers flow today. While these rivers still exist, archaeological evidence of the Garden of Eden has yet to be found, raising doubts about the story's authenticity. Some scholars believe that the Garden of Eden may not be a real location, but a symbol of perfection, representing the beginning of humanity's relationship with God. Furthermore, many other ancient cultures also have similar stories about sacred places where humans lived in harmony with nature in their prime before any decline. This suggests that the Garden of Eden story may symbolize a widespread belief in humanity's original perfection rather than a specific historical event. Although current scientific and archaeological studies have not been able to confirm the Garden of Eden as a real location, the mystery of Eden still captures widespread interest. It remains not only a part of religious beliefs, but also a fascinating story that humanity continues to explore. Fourth, the Holy Grail in the Last Supper. The mystery of the Holy Grail in Jesus' Last Supper has fascinated humanity for over 2,000 years. Around the year 3033 AD, in a secret room in Jerusalem, Jesus shared a final meal with his 12 disciples before being arrested by Roman soldiers and taken to the cross. During this meal, an important object appeared, a cup of wine that Jesus used, later hidden and lost. This cup, according to Christian tradition, is known as the Holy Grail, a sacred item symbolizing the new covenant between God and humanity. The Holy Grail, an object from Jesus' meal, holds deep symbolic meaning. It was from this cup that he transformed wine into his holy blood, marking a pivotal moment in humanity's journey of salvation. Therefore, the Holy Grail is not just a symbol of blood and redemption, but also an integral part of mystical stories, capturing the attention of both believers and those in search of the miraculous across centuries. Over 2,000 years, thousands of stories have been told about the adventures of historical figures, from knights to kings, on their quest for the Holy Grail, with prominent figures like King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, or the Knights Templar. According to legends, whoever possesses the Holy Grail will wield limitless power, as this artifact is not just a historical relic, but the key to boundless divine strength. Despite numerous searches, the existence of the Holy Grail has never been proven. Claims of its discovery have always sparked controversy and disputes. Wars, betrayals, and violence have erupted over its possession or protection. Ultimately, the most important question is whether the Holy Grail truly exists. And if it does, is it merely a sacred object for worship? Or does it conceal a secret that could change the course of human history? Nevertheless, the mysterious stories and legends of the Holy Grail continue to persist through the centuries, sparking curiosity and belief in the connection between heaven and earth, the divine and humankind. To this day, the mystery of the Holy Grail remains one of the most enigmatic and controversial tales raising unanswered questions about the power of faith. Fifth, Moses and the Red Sea. The mystery of Moses parting the Red Sea to free the Israelites from Egyptian slavery is one of the most miraculous and mysterious stories in the Bible. According to the Bible, when Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, Pharaoh's army pursued them and cornered them at the Red Sea. In the face of despair, Moses prayed to God, and in a miraculous moment, God commanded him to raise his hand, causing the Red Sea to part immediately, creating a dry path for the Israelites to pass through. When the Egyptian army pursued, the waves surged, drowning them all. The event of Moses parting the Red Sea has always prompted scholars and researchers to question its reality. Some believe it to be a supernatural miracle, demonstrating God's absolute power, while others seek to explain this phenomenon through a scientific lens. One prominent hypothesis is the sea trench phenomenon, where part of the Red Sea may have temporarily receded due to factors such as strong winds or tide changes. However, no hypothesis has yet satisfactorily and scientifically explained this event. The story of Moses parting the Red Sea is not only a historical event, but also carries deep symbolic meaning. It represents liberation, the overcoming of seemingly insurmountable challenges. In Christian faith, this is seen as a clear proof of God's intervention in the flow of history, manifesting His love and protection for the faithful. Although archaeologists have searched for physical evidence of this event for many years, no discovery has yet been convincing enough to confirm that the Red Sea truly parted. Some scholars suggest that this story may just be a legend, meant to symbolize deeper truths rather than a literal historical event. Traces of ancient civilizations in the region and stories passed down through generations continue to uphold a mysterious image of a miraculous event that humanity cannot fully explain. It is undeniable that whether or not this event can be explained through scientific theories, the story of Moses and the Red Sea remains a powerful symbol of faith and salvation in Christianity and has permeated various cultures and beliefs over the centuries. The mystery of this event continues to spread, evoking curiosity and a desire to explore the inexplicable miracles and divine interventions in human life. 6. Why were people in the Bible able to live such long lives? The story in the book of Genesis records that when Adam was 130 years old, he fathered a son named Seth, who is described as like him in his image. The story of Adam's age has led many to question it, as in today's world, living past 130 years is extremely rare, not to mention the near impossibility of bearing children at that age. Could the way of counting years in ancient times have been different from today's method, or is it just a symbolic element in the Bible? Some studies suggest that the concept of year in the Bible might differ from the current definition, possibly being shorter or based on a different cycle. However, this hypothesis isn't agreed upon by most scholars, as the ancient Roman calendar, which had been in use before the time of Jesus Christ, was also the system used to write biblical texts. Thus, Adam's age of 130 years may be part of a legend rather than an exact number. Furthermore, some theological scholars believe that the long lifespans of figures like Adam and Methuselah, 969 years, might have been meant to emphasize their special relationship with God during the early days of humanity. Thus, the number 130 is not just a time marker, but could also carry a message of blessings, longevity, and endurance in God's plan. Whether viewed from a historical, scientific, or theological perspective, the story of Adam's age continues to stimulate imagination and reflection. The story of Noah's Ark has also sparked numerous scientific hypotheses about the likelihood of a great flood. While no archaeological evidence has proven the event, it remains a subject of study and debate for centuries. Some scholars believe this story could be based on real historical events, but it was exaggerated over time. The story of the Great Flood and Noah's Ark stands as one of the prominent tales in the book of Genesis, chapters 6 to 9. According to legend, when humanity fell into sin, God decided to send a great flood, erasing all living creatures from the earth. However, Noah, believed to be righteous, received a warning through a dream and was instructed on how to construct a vast ark. The ark, 150 cubits long and 25 cubits wide, with 3 levels, was designed to save Noah, his family, and the animals from the disaster. While this story is symbolic, archaeological discoveries and scientific studies suggest a similar event may have occurred. A study indicates that around 8,500 BC, water from the Mediterranean overflowed through the Bosphorus Strait due to rising sea levels, causing a massive flood, covering an area of 96,560 square kilometers. This event could have inspired flood myths in ancient civilizations, including Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and Mesopotamian culture. Geologists William Ryan and Walter Pittman argue the global flood story may have originated from a geological event in the Black Sea region. However, the details about the ark and the gathering of all animal species remain symbolic and cannot be entirely explained by science. Theologian Alistair McGrath emphasizes, Noah's story is not just a historical account, but also a lesson in loyalty, salvation, and absolute faith in God. These legendary stories not only enrich humanity's cultural, historical, and religious heritage, but also raise intriguing questions about the intersection of science and faith. Did dinosaurs really exist in the Bible? Dinosaurs were giant reptiles that dominated Earth around 200 million years ago, but they became extinct long before humans appeared. Thus, no direct interaction between humans and dinosaurs could have occurred. However, in the Bible, particularly in the book of Job, chapter 15 to 24, there is a description of a strange creature called Behemoth, which shares many characteristics with large reptiles, leading some to believe it could represent dinosaurs. It eats grass like an ox, its strength is in its hips, and its belly muscles are firm. Its tail is like a cedar tree, the sinews of its thighs are tightly knit. Its bones are like tubes of bronze, its legs like iron pillars. It is the chief of God's works. Only its maker can approach it with a sword. Job 40:15 to 24, Modern Bible Translation. The story of Behemoth in the Bible has captured the attention of many scholars, describing a giant creature with a tail like a cedar tree, leading many to associate it with dinosaurs. However, given that people at the time the Bible was written were unaware of dinosaur fossils, this theory is difficult to verify. Some studies suggest that the description of Behemoth may reflect a blend of ancient myths, with images of giant creatures imagined from natural phenomena or fossils that ancient people did not fully understand. This may explain why we find strange creatures appearing in ancient texts. Human perceptions of the natural world and magnificent creatures are clearly reflected in the Bible, though not always in the form of real animals, yet carrying lessons about the power and majesty of nature. Even if the description in the Bible does not directly refer to dinosaurs, stories like these still raise many intriguing questions about how ancient people made sense of things they could not fully understand. These mysteries are not just stories of faith, but also open questions about the relationship between science and religion, between what humans can understand and what lies beyond their explanatory reach. Could these mysterious stories be part of history, profound symbols, or products of limitless imagination? The answer may vary depending on individual beliefs and perspectives. We would love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe in these stories or not?
If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with those around you to support us. Thank you for watching, and see you in other exciting videos.